everyone. Welcome back to the Mila and Oscar Talk. I'm Mila. I'm sitting here in my small city apartment. It's a gray, misty Tuesday. I have a very hot cup of black coffee. My cat Jasper is currently sleeping on my grammar books, and I'm watching the people downstairs rushing with their umbrellas. It's a day that feels heavy. Do you ever have those days where your brain feels like it's made of lead?
And hello from the countryside. I'm Oscar. The sun is actually shining here, Mila. But I'll be honest, I'm feeling that lead brain too. I'm sitting on my porch with a cold slice of leftover pepperoni pizza and a dog who is currently trying to eat my shoelaces. But even with the sun, I'm in a dark place today with my English.
Oh no, Oscar. We've been working together for months. You were doing so well. What happened?
I'll tell you what happened. Yesterday, I had the shadow visit me. You know that shadow? The voice in your head that whispers, Oscar, you are just a guy from a small village. You work with your hands. You like pizza and dogs. Why are you trying to learn this global language? You're too slow. You're too old. Just stop. I looked at my vocabulary list, and I didn't see words. I just saw black ink. I almost called you to say, Mila, I'm done. I'm retiring from English.
Oscar, I am so glad you didn't call me to quit. Because if you are feeling that shadow, it means thousands of our listeners are feeling it too. Today, we aren't going to talk about 10 phrasal verbs for success. We are going to talk about the invisible wall. We're going to talk about why you feel like a failure when you're actually growing, and how to survive the days when you want to throw your laptop into the river.
I need this. I really do. Because right now, that river is looking very tempting for my English books.
So, Oscar, take me back to yesterday. What was the specific moment that triggered the shadow?
It was at the gas station. A rental car pulled up. A family, I think they were from Australia based on the accent, came out. They looked totally lost, staring at a paper map like it was an ancient treasure map. The father walked over to me. He said, "Hey, mate, sorry to bother you. Is there a shortcut to the national park that avoids the main highway construction? Our GPS is completely acting up."
That is a classic real-life English test. Did you understand him?
I understood almost every word. I knew shortcut, I knew highway, I knew acting up. In my head, I felt like a genius. I thought, I can help this man. I'll tell him to go past the big red barn and take the dirt road on the left. I had the English sentence ready in my mind.
And what happened when you opened your mouth?
Disaster. My heart started thumping like a drum. My throat went dry. I opened my mouth and nothing. Just air. I felt my face getting hot. I pointed at the road and mumbled, road, go, big tree. Sorry, no English. They said, thanks anyway, mate, and drove away. I watched them go and I felt like a total fraud. I felt like I had lied to myself for 6 months. I'm a grown man who can fix a tractor engine, but I couldn't tell a man to turn left at a tree.
Oscar, thank you for being so vulnerable. Listeners, what Oscar just described is something we call the freeze. It isn't a problem with your vocabulary, it's a problem with your biology. When you felt the pressure to be perfect for that tourist, your brain's amygdala, the alarm system, went off. It thought you were being attacked by a lion, so it shut down the language center to save energy for survival. You didn't forget English. Your brain just locked the door to keep you safe from the fear of making a mistake.
A lion? It was just a guy in a sun hat, Mila.
To your primal brain, a mistake feels like a social death. This is why beginners quit. They think the freeze means I'm stupid. No, the freeze means I'm a human being who cares.
Okay, so my brain thinks I'm being eaten by a lion. Great. But what about the slow feeling? I study every night. I listen to your voice in my ears while I work. But when I look at a movie or a business email, it still feels like I'm walking through a thick, cold fog. I can only see 2 feet in front of me. I don't feel smarter than I was in January.
This is the second biggest reason for quitting, the plateau. When you are a total beginner, progress is fast. You learn apple, boy, cat, you feel like a king. But then you reach the intermediate or advanced beginner level.
Yeah, the stuck level.
Think of it like building a house. In the first week, you see the walls go up. It's exciting. But then for the next 3 months, the workers are inside the walls. They are doing the electricity, the plumbing, the painting. From the outside, the house looks exactly the same. You think, are they even working? Why isn't it finished? But if they don't do the invisible plumbing, the lights won't turn on later.
So you're saying my brain is currently plumbing.
Exactly. Your brain is building neural pathways. It is connecting the grammar you learned in Chapter 1 to the listening you did in Chapter 5. You don't feel it happening until one day, suddenly, the light switch flips. You'll be at that gas station again, and the words will just flow.
It's like my pizza dough. I mix the flour, the water, the yeast. Then I have to let it sit. For 2 hours, it does nothing. It just sits there. But inside, the yeast is working. If I try to bake it immediately, it's a rock. If I wait, it's bread.
Exactly. Your English is currently rising like pizza dough. If you quit now, you're just throwing away perfectly good dough.
Let's talk about the city life, Mila. I know you have students who are in university, maybe fourth-year students, or freelancers working on LinkedIn and Upwork. I imagine they feel even more pressure than a village guy like me. If I make a mistake at the gas station, it's a red face. If they make a mistake in a job interview or a seminar, it's their career. How do they not quit?
The pressure is enormous. I had a student recently who was a freelancer. She had a meeting with a client from London. She spent 3 hours writing a perfect script for the call. When the call started, the client said, "Hi, how's the weather there?" And she panicked because weather wasn't in her script.
Ah, I feel that pain in my soul.
She wanted to quit freelancing entirely. She told me, "Mila, I sound like a child. I'm a professional, but in English, I look like I'm incompetent." I told her what I'm telling everyone now. Stop chasing perfection. Start chasing clarity.
Clarity over perfection. What does that look like in a real job?
It means if you are in a meeting and you don't know the word revenue, don't stop talking. Say, the money we make from sales. If you don't know collaboration, say, working together. High-level professionals don't care if your grammar is perfect. They care if your ideas are clear.
So I don't need a gold hammer to build a house. I just need a hammer that works.
Precisely. In fact, people often trust you more when you are honest. If you say, "Could you say that again slower? I want to make sure I understand your project perfectly," it shows you are a responsible professional. It doesn't show you are bad at English. It shows you care about the work.
Okay, I'm feeling the motivation coming back. But Mila, I'm still tired. When I get home from the village after working all day, my brain is out of gas. I cannot sit down with the textbook. I just can't. What is the lazy way to not quit?
I love this question. We need to move from intensive study, which is like a gym workout, to extensive living, which is like going for a walk. If you are too tired to study, do these 3 real-life things. The environment hack. Change your phone's language to English. You look at your phone 50 times a day. You will learn words like notification, storage, settings, and cancel without ever opening a book. It's passive learning. The social media swap. Unfollow 5 accounts that make you feel bad in your native language and follow 5 English accounts about something you love, maybe pizza making or dog training or art. Now when you waste time on your phone, you are actually feeding your brain English. The Buster translation. Oscar, talk to your dog. Describe what you are doing in English. Buster, I'm making a coffee. The water is hot. The cat is annoying. It sounds crazy, but it builds the connection between your thoughts and your mouth muscles.
I actually tried the phone thing. I couldn't find my alarm for 2 days. I was almost late for work, but I definitely learned the word dismiss and snooze.
See? That is a high emotion lesson. You'll never forget those words now. That is 100 times better than reading them in a list.
Mila, you're always the teacher. You're the perfect one. Have you ever wanted to quit something? Have you ever felt like the slow one in the room?
Yes, actually, quite recently. I started a watercolor class in the city. I love art, and I thought, I'm a teacher, I'm a professional, I'll be great at this. Oscar, my first painting of a tree looked like a green blob of slime. Everyone else in the class was painting beautiful, delicate leaves. I felt ashamed. I'm 30 years old, and I was making toddler art.
What did you do? Did you hide the painting?
I did. I put my hand over it so the teacher wouldn't see. I walked home and I told myself, Mila, you are a language expert. You are good at words. You are not an artist. Just quit before you look more foolish. I had the shadow too, Oscar.
So what changed? Why are you still painting?
I realized that I was judging my day 1 by someone else's year 5. And I realized that the mess is where the learning happens. If my painting was perfect on day 1, I wouldn't be learning. I would just be doing. I had to accept being Mila, the woman who makes green blobs. Once I accepted being bad, the pressure vanished. Now I enjoy the paint. My trees still look a bit like slime, but they are my trees.
Permission to be bad. I think I need to give myself permission to speak green, blobby English.
Exactly. Speak your green blob English with pride, because a green blob is infinitely better than a blank white page.
I'm thinking about my why again. Why am I doing this? It's not just for the Australians at the gas station. It's because I want to be a bigger person. I want to be able to read a book from a different culture. I want to show my sister that our village isn't the edge of the world.
English isn't a subject like history or science, Oscar. It is a bridge. Every word you learn is another brick in that bridge. On the other side of that bridge is a better version of your career, a deeper connection with the world, and a stronger version of Oscar.
If I stop building the bridge now, I'm stuck on this side forever.
And the weather is nice on the other side. Listeners, if you are a student at FPT or a freelancer on Upwork or a mom learning English while her kids sleep, you are building a bridge. Some days you only lay one brick. Some days you just clean the tools. That is okay. Just don't leave the construction site.
Don't leave the construction site. I like that. Even if I just sit on the bridge and eat my pizza, I'm still on the bridge.
We've talked a lot today, Oscar. I feel like my lead brain has turned back into a coffee brain. How about you?
I feel lighter. I think I'm going to go talk to Buster in English now. Let's recap for our friends at home. The freeze is just biology. Your brain is trying to protect you. Breathe. It doesn't mean you're a failure. The fog is growth. If you feel stuck, your invisible plumbing is being installed. Trust the process. Clarity greater than perfection. In work and life, just get your point across. You don't need a gold hammer. Live the language. Change your phone settings, follow things you love, and talk to your pets. Permission to be bad. Embrace the green blob phase. It's the only way to get to the masterpiece phase.
And finally, we have a challenge for our Easy English Talk community.
We want to hear from you. Go to the comments section right now. Don't worry about your grammar. Don't worry about being perfect. Just write one sentence about your why. Why are you building your English bridge?
Is it for your family, your dream job, your travel plans? Write it down. By writing it, you are making a promise to yourself, and we will be there in the comments, reading them and cheering for you.
If this episode gave you even a little bit of hope, please hit the like button and subscribe. It tells us that these long talks are helping you stay on the bridge.
Thank you for listening. Rest if you must, but don't you dare quit. You are doing something incredibly brave.
One word at a time.
One brick at a time.